Welcome to Season 2 of the Coppercast, the podcast brought to you by the Copper Country Intermediate School District. I'm your host, Dave Sim, Public Engagement Specialist with the CCISD. Today we're exploring exciting advancements in STEM education, taking a tour at Hancock Elementary School's new STEM lab, where innovation begins with their youngest learners. At the heart of the STEM revolution is Miss Genevieve Nordmark, the elementary STEM and Fab Lab teacher and robotics coach. With 23 years of teaching experience, all at Hancock, she's transforming the way students engage with science, technology, engineering, and math.
My name is Genevieve Nordmark. I am the elementary STEM Fab Lab robotics coach. So this is my beginning of my 23rd year teaching, and all of my years have been here at Barkell.
Miss Nordmark's journey into STEM began 3 years ago when the school launched its program.
3 years ago, we started our STEM program. Dan Pertilli was going to be running it. He moved over to Houghton. So in that first year of STEM, we hired two people to teach that were not certified teachers, and I oversaw their lesson plans to help them get it started, and I helped with the grant writing of different things. We brought in 3D printers that first year, a lot of building and design toys and tools. And
her passion for STEM runs deep.
It's all the best things about school and learning. I love math. I love science. I love building and exploring things. I always have since I was a kid. It wasn't what my major was in. I majored in child development and got into elementary education just because of an aunt, and she inspired me to do that. And I did my master's degree in reading because it was my weakness, and you need to be good in reading to teach elementary, but it wasn't my passion for teaching, but it was something I just needed to strengthen myself in. And then once STEM became available, I just jumped on the opportunity because it is all the best things.
The Fab Lab itself is a marvel of STEM education. Designed by Palmer Hamilton from Wisconsin, it features a wide array of cutting-edge equipment.
Palmer Hamilton was the company that designed our Fab Lab. They are out of Wisconsin, and we toured some Fab Labs in Wisconsin with them. They showed us different layouts, different machines that schools use. They showed us a little bit of elementary, mostly high school, middle school, but our school was passionate about making sure we start young.
The lab includes 6 new 3D printers, 2 laser engravers, 2 CNC routers, 2 vinyl cutters, and 2 t-shirt heat presses.
The machines, we have 3D printers, and like I said, I did have 3D printers 3 years ago, so I still have a few of the older machines. I did give 3 of them to the high school building for their woodshop teacher because he is far from their Fab Lab but would like to use it. So I have 6 new 3D printers to go along with my 3 older ones. I have 2 laser engravers, 2 CNC routers, 2 vinyl cutters, and 2 t-shirt heat presses.
But it's not just about the machines. One side of the lab is dedicated to younger learners, filled with STEM toys and tools that encourage hands-on learning.
So this side is my teaching workspace area, but is also more towards my younger learners. So I have a lot of toys, but we also call them tools. There are STEM toys and tools that they learn to do engineering with, just building with toys.
Safety, teamwork, and embracing mistakes as a learning opportunity are foundational principles in her classroom.
Like I start the first month of STEM just teaching the basic rules, being respectful, and using teamwork to get along and build something together, and remembering to stay safe. So we learn all the safety rules about everything before we use it. And that mistakes equal learning. And it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay for the mistake to be big, because that's how we learn and improve and make the world better. So,
according to Ms. Nordmark, starting STEM education early is critical.
We start with our young 5s and teach them that they are smart and they can do things. Like I have my young 5 kids putting their hands on easy robots, but they do robots by November. They're push button to control the coding. So it's not just use a remote and drive. It's you have to say, oh, go forward twice, turn right, things like that.
And by introducing these concepts early, biases are broken down and confidence grows.
If they're exposed when they're young, they know it's easy, they know they can do it, they know it's fun, and they don't get those biases. So by the time they're in 4th and 5th grade, if they haven't been exposed to it and learn that it's actually something doable by everyone, then they get these biases that it can't be done. It's only by smart people or certain people. So we want to break that and make sure that all the kids know they can all design, they can all be unique thinkers, they all have passions in life that they can do. And that starts really little.
And even starting little, the impact on students has been big.
Oh, they love it. I get, I miss STEM in Walmart because, they remember STEM more than my last name. And they'll be like, it's STEM, it's Miss STEM. She's right there, Mom, look. So I feel like a celebrity.
Perhaps most striking is how the lab empowers students who struggle in traditional settings.
One of the biggest surprises for a lot of people is that the kids that struggle tend to be the most creative thinkers in here. They will come up with the unique ideas, and the other kids are like, wait a minute, they're always in trouble, but that's cool. And so it gives them that space of, they're no longer the kid that's in trouble on the playground. They're like the cool inventor. And I see that with a lot of the kids. I mean, it's not every kid that is like that for that, but
beyond individual growth, the STEM program fosters real-world problem-solving skills.
STEM is not just about the toys, it's about solving problems. So we find things around the school that need something to repair or to make better and make improvements. So the kids will make like signs, like we've got all these little signs on our doors now that are 3D printed that say what teacher is in that classroom. And some of them are designed by the kids with little unique things that the teachers like and stuff like that. Or just, we have like some things that go around our, like our fire alarm thing that didn't fit on the wall because there's a big cord there. So they designed a little bracket that goes around it, things like that help make the school a better place too. And we try to bring that out into our community too. And I want them to know that it's not just a toy maker or, it's not just for them personally, it's to help others. So.
Looking ahead, Ms. Nordmark is working on integrating place-based learning projects.
We're working on doing 3P right now, which is place-based learning, where we're trying to have the kids work on a local community project with a business partner that will help guide them through the process of how can we improve our community. So that is a big one. I'm for sure doing it with the upper L, thinking about how to work that into the lower L with the little kids to get them involved, because the more we can get the whole school involved, the better it can become.
And importantly, these projects are student-driven.
Part of the idea is that I'm not supposed to completely dictate this. This is also supposed to come through the kids. So
I see.
The start is going to be having them look around our school for what problems do we see or what things could we improve, and then bring that out to asking their parents, what do they notice, or when they're out and about in the community, what are they noticing that are things that could be made better? And so then they're supposed to bring those ideas to STEM, and then we're supposed to work, with my guidance on what is something we as a kid school community could do to make our outside community better. So I'm not supposed to completely run it. I'm not supposed to say, all right, we're going to make
Fix
light switch covers. Yeah. So it's supposed to come from them.
The benefits extend beyond academic performance, though the results are promising.
Part of our goals has been to increase our science. Like on the M-STEP, science scores have traditionally been low. And actually last year's M-STEP science scores, we were above the state average and we were above the ISD average. So it is going up, and that wasn't true until this past year. So we're seeing a difference with STEM there. With math as well, our scores went up. So that's part of it, but state testing is not the be all end all. It is an important factor in some people's worlds, but overall goals is to show kids what is out there in the world.
She wants students to be aware of opportunities and careers close to home.
There's a lot of jobs that I've never heard of out in the world, and some of them are right here in our area. I mean, I visited Orbion this summer, and they're making boosters to steer satellites in space right over there in Houghton. And that those jobs are out there and right here in our area means that, these kids have cool things they could do without moving away.
The robotics program at Hancock is another cornerstone of the STEM initiative.
Okay, so we use the VEX program of robotics. And so I know there's FIRST Robotics out there as well. VEX is a little different in that it kind of levels the playing field. In FIRST Robotics, it's a lot about having expensive things. And when you have sponsors, you can have more expensive things to make a more elaborate robot. Well, VEX levels the playing field. You have to use the VEX parts. So all the teams have the same sort of parts to be able to use and pieces to use to solve the problems, which, makes it so a school that can't afford as much or a team that can't afford as much has the same opportunities to show their creativity.
She explains how the program is structured.
So the competition robots is an after school. We meet once a week on a Wednesday after school. As the season gets moving in, a lot of times they'll come in at recess time too, because those kids, they just want to keep working on that robot and making it better and practicing. And so it's mostly after school, also during school.
Hosting competitions at the school has added to the allure.
Because our first year, 2 years ago, we had to travel downstate in order to do a competition to qualify for the state grants. Last year, I became an event planner, and we host here as well now so that we don't have to travel. For our elementary and middle school, the VEX IQ, all we had was Hancock teams last year. And we had 5. I had 4 in the elementary and 1 middle school team. And so we were given a variance to be able to hold such a small tournament, and they did still give us state qualifying spots. So we did send 3 teams to states, 2 elementary and middle school.
She's eager and working hard to see more schools participate.
We're trying to get some of the other local elementaries on board with doing some VEX too, because like I said, it's not super expensive. It's an easy program. There's a lot of online tutorials. Like a teacher running it doesn't have to know how to code or do robotics themselves. It's an easy platform.
So why is robotics gaining popularity? Miss Nordmark offers insight.
I mean, part of it is I think there is that push for STEM. And one thing people think about with STEM is robots. So, okay, if we're going to grow a STEM program, we must have robots. So, I mean, that's probably a lot of it, but kids love robots. To be able to make something that you can control. I mean, kids can't control a whole lot in life. So if they can control a robot and their parents are like, I can't do that, that's like huge. And they make things that I'm like, I don't know how to do that. And I'm not supposed to know more than them, actually. I'm not supposed to be like, this is how you build it. Like, I'm supposed to step back and go, okay, here's your tools. Here's some tips I have. I do know how to build a robot and drive it and code it. But some of the kids know way more than me.
She reflects on the rewarding aspects of teaching the program.
I guess just having that freedom to create something new. Like, I love creating things. And there are guidelines, there are state guidelines, but I kind of fall outside of those because yes, I'm doing some of their science standards, and yes, I'm doing some of our math standards and our technology standards, but I have the freedom to kind of make it my own program and my own way of doing it. And
that freedom is an investment in STEM and robotics is essential to a rapidly changing world?
I mean, our changing world, the technologies in our country and the whole world have changed so drastically, even in the last 10 years. But if you go back 100 years, I mean, to now, major changes from when we were kids to now, major changes. It's just the rapid changes in everything. It's good for them to learn these things. It's not that I have to teach them the now technology for them to be good in life. I need to teach them that there's all these changes out there and how we can adapt to them. Not that we have to have the newest best of everything, but we need to be able to take what we know and to adapt it to a new situation.
She emphasizes the life skills that students gain.
I mean, for the students, it gives them that confidence that, they can do things. It's okay to fail. A lot of people don't learn that. It's a hard one. I mean, that is okay, and that you can, no matter what it is, you can get over it and make improvements, and that we can work with anybody. That's also a one I work on. I'm like, we're not just making a group with our best friends. We're going to work with other kids in the class, and whether or not you're friends, you have to learn to work together, because that's the real world. I don't get to pick who I work with.
As we witness the growing of young minds eager to explore, invent, and solve real-world problems, it's clear that the STEM program at Hancock is more than just a curriculum. It's a catalyst for lifelong learning and community engagement. Thank you for joining us on the Coppercast. For more stories like this, stay tuned, like, and subscribe. If you have an idea for this story, email dsim@copperisd.org. Until next time, I'm Dave Sim. Thanks for joining.